Out of the Blue is the seventh studio album by the British rock group Electric Light Orchestra, released in October 1977. Written and produced by ELO frontman Jeff Lynne, the double album is among the most commercially successful records in the group's history. Recording, Jeff Lynne wrote the entire album in 3.5 weeks after a sudden burst of creativity while hidden away in his rented chalet in the Swiss Alps. It took a further 2 months to record in Munich. Side 3 of the original double LP consisted of the Symphonic Concerto for a Rainy Day, composed of 4 separate tracks which together made up a cohesive suite, instead of one continuous track. The inclement weather effects heard on Concerto were real and recorded by Lynne during a very rainy summer in Munich 1977. The Concerto suite would be Lynne's last dabbling in symphonic rock. Concerto for a Rainy Day, Side 3 of the release is subtitled Concerto for a Rainy Day, a 4-track musical suite based on the weather and how it affects mood change, ending with the eventual sunshine and happiness of Mr. Blue Sky. This was inspired by Lynne's experience while trying to write songs for the album against torrential rain outside his Swiss chalet. Stand-In in the Rain opens the suite with a haunting keyboard over a recording of Real Rain, recorded by Jeff Lynne just outside his rented studio. Also heard at the 32nd point of the song marking the beginning of the concerto is thunder crackling in an unusual manner voicing the words Concerto for a Rainy Day by the band's keyboardist, Richard Tandy. At around the 1-minute mark the staccato strings play a Morse code spelling out ELO. The band used the song to open their 1978 Out of the Blue concerts. Big Wheels forms the second part of the suite and continues with the theme of the weather and reflection. Apart from its inclusion on the Out of the Blue album, the song has never appeared on any of the band's compilations or as a B-side until 2000, when Lynne included it on the group's retrospective Flashback album. Summer and Lightning is the third song in the suite. The raining weather theme is continued throughout the track though the mood and lyrics are more optimistic. Mr. Blue Sky, an uplifting, lively song celebrating sunshine, is the finale of Concerto for a Rainy Day suite. It is the only piece from the concerto to be accepted as a single. Cover art: the large spaceship on the album's cover was designed by Koch with art by Shasai Nagorka. It was based on the logo Koch designed for ELO's previous album, A New World Record, which connected with Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind Fever. It also looks like a space station with a docking shuttle from 2001, A Space Odyssey. The number JTLA823L2 which is featured on the shuttle arriving at the space station is the original catalog number for the album. The album also included an insert of a cardboard cutout of the space station as well as a fold-out poster of the band members. The space theme was carried on to the live stage in the form of a huge glowing flying saucer stage set, inside which the band performed. Release: the album had 4 million pre-ordered copies and quickly went multi-platinum upon release. Out of the Blue spawned 5 hit singles in different countries, and was ELO's most commercially successful studio album. It was also the first double album in the history of the UK music charts to generate 4 top 20 hit singles. Lynne considers A New World Record and Out of the Blue to be the group's crowning achievements, and both sold extremely well, reaching multi-platinum according to RIAA certification. Capital Radio and the Daily Mirror Rock and Pop Awards named it Album of the Year in 1978. Lynne received his first Ivor Novello Award for outstanding contributions to British music the same year. The US release of Out of the Blue was originally on Jet United Artists. This changed after American copies of Out of the Blue that were deemed defective began appearing at discounted prices in record shops in the US and Canada shortly after the album's release, affecting the album's sales. Jet sued United Artists and abruptly switched their distribution to CBS Records worldwide early in 1978. This eventually caused Jet to reassign the U.S. distribution rights of this and all future and past ELO albums to U.S. CBS Records under the Jet Columbia logo. Reception and legacy: Billy Altman in a January 1978 review in Rolling Stone felt that the album was meticulously produced and performed, and showed the influence of the Beach Boys, the Bee Gees and the Beatles, but that the end result was perfectly hollow and bland. Over the years a more positive view has developed. typified by this Rob Mitchum review from 2007, calling in the string section and commissioning the spaceship cover art may be a big gamble, but Out of the Blue is proof of how good it can sound when the grand approach works. The album is included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. On October 3, 2013, the album was ranked number 23 at 1 million units sold on VH1's Double Trouble, the 35 best-selling double albums of all time, track listing, all songs written by Jeff Lynne. 30th Anniversary Edition. The 30th Anniversary Edition was released in February 2007 with 3 bonus tracks, as part of the Sony BMG Music Epic Legacy series. The 30th Anniversary issue was a limited pressing in hardback book with expanded 24-page full-color booklet. It includes full-length sleeve notes by Lynne and ELO archivist Rob Kaniger, as well as rare photos and memorabilia. A push-out replica ELO space station is included as well as the standard jewel-case edition with a full-color 12-page edited booklet. The album once again reached a top 20 album charts in the UK, peaking at number 18. A sixth single, Latitude 88 North, was released as digital download single and as a promo 7 single. In 2012, Music on Vinyl re-released Out of the Blue on vinyl on Epic. The first 1,000 copies were made on transparent blue vinyl and the rest were released in the traditional black vinyl. 2007 bonus tracks, Wild West Hero a Euro 024, The Quick and the Daft a Euro 149, Latitude 88 North a Euro 324, Personnel, ELO, Jeff Lynne a Euro lead vocals, backing vocals, lead, rhythm and slide guitars, acoustic and electric guitars, 12-string acoustic guitar, percussion, Wurlitzer electric piano, Minimoog, Bev and a Euro drums, percussion, rototoms, gong, backing vocals, fire extinguisher on Mr. Blue Sky, Richard Tandy a Euro piano, Wurlitzer electric piano, ARP 2600, Minimoog, Polymoog, ARP Omni, ARP Odyssey, Honor clavinet, electric guitar, Kelly Grucut. A Euro co-lead vocals on Sweet is the Night, backing vocals, bass guitar, percussion, Mick Kaminsky a Euro violin, Melvin Gale a Euro cello, Jangle piano on Wild West Hero, Hugh McDowell a Euro cello, Louis Clark a Euro orchestra conductor, production, Jeff Lynne a Euro producer, Mac a Euro engineer, Jeff Lynne a Euro orchestral and choral arrangements, Richard Tandy a Euro orchestral and choral arrangements, Louis Clark a Euro orchestral and choral arrangements, even though Kaminsky appeared only on Sweet Talkin' Woman, Across the Border, and Wild West Hero, Gale on Wild West Hero, and McDowell on none of the tracks. All 3 are credited as full band members. Certifications, charts, references. External links, Out of the Blue at Radio 3 Net, discography at discogs.com.